Chuck Freeby with the Irish skipper Mick Aoki here on UND.com from the USA Baseball Complex, where Notre Dame has just beaten number 25 Virginia Tech by a 3-0 count tonight. And Mick, your evaluation of the ballgame?
Just a great college baseball game. You know, a lot of energy. Both pitchers were outstanding. I mean, we just kind of came up. Trey Mancini's swings was really the only difference in the game. You know, I thought their guy was great. I thought Norty was unbelievable, and really good college baseball game.
A lot to talk about in this one, but you mentioned Trey Mancini had a shoulder injury last night. Clearly, when you observed him in BP tonight, you felt like he was ready to go. Was there any trepidation about playing him tonight?
Well, I think maybe a little bit, you know, but I try to just trust what they want to say, you know, and Trey's an older kid, and I cautioned him about, look, you know, this is a long road, and one game, to rest you for one game, it's more important to have you for the longer haul. And he said that he was fine, and so trusted him, and good thing, you know, good thing I trusted him.
As for Adam Norton, he hadn't pitched badly in the first two games, but as I mentioned in the post-game interview with him, we had seen him sharper. Well, he was definitely sharper tonight. What was the difference in your mind for Norty?
I thought he did a really good job attacking those guys, just getting to his location. And honestly, Norty, I think, is much more effective against a team like that with the kind of bat speed that they have and the kind of guys that they have. And he is against some other clubs where maybe the bat speed isn't quite as great. And you know, that's no knock on Tulane or Ohio State or whoever it is. I just think that it's a better matchup for guys that, you know, because he just kind of pushes and pulls and uses that two-seamer. And you know, I think one of the big things with him was he was so effective going in, you know, and I've always felt that the better the hitter is, the more you have to show them in, you know, and I thought he was just superb. And defensively, you were clean tonight. We were, yeah, and as were they, and you know, like I said, I think it was a great college ball game and a really big win for us because that's a really, really good team.
You're 8-1 now. You have a win over a top 25 team, a road sweep over a team like Tulane, and everybody wants to come up and pat them on the back and tell everybody how wonderful they are. And they are playing well, but how do you keep everybody focused right now?
I think it's what we talked about all year long, you know, making sure that we're just worrying about the pitch that's right in front of us and taking one step at a time. We talked to these guys this last week with the ranking coming out about, look, let's just keep it in context. If this at 5-1 becomes the high water mark of our season, we're not going to be very happy about our year. And I think that the captains and Charlie and Frank and the leadership along with Norty and Trey and Fitz and Jags and all those guys, I think they're just doing a great job of making sure that we are just focused on the pitch at hand and taking every game pitch by pitch, inning by inning, and then just kind of going, you know, just concentrating more on the journey than the result.
And the next pitch at hand is Rhode Island, a team that has only won one game, but then you look at who they've played, and you certainly have to respect the Rams going into tomorrow's game.
There's no question. I mean, having competed against Rhode Island when I was at BC for all those years, these guys are going to scrap. They're an older group. You know, positionally, they've got 400 or 500 college at-bats under their belt. They're not going to be afraid of anybody. You know, they're going to compete their rear ends off. They've got some good quality players, and you know, I mean, we've got to be ready to play because I know that they're going to be, and I'm just thankful that we didn't have to play the schedule that those guys did. You know,
we'll have that game for you on Sunday morning at 11 a.m. on UND.com and locally in South Bend at Harvest 103.1 WHME. With the skipper Mick Aoki, Chuck Freeby for UND.com.